level up.
Gotta level up. Are you leveled up?
It's a Missy on the mind. It was a great time.
That's good. I'm happy you had a good time at the concert. I was just not feeling it. I was just not want to be around people for that night. But yes, I'm happy you went.
Thanks. It was a great time.
Now, if you're listening to us, this is the Just Extra podcast with Jackie and Erica. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Erica. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate you all for coming in week after week, listening to us, because who would we be without you all? I mean, we would be the same, but I mean, who would we be talking to? And that would be Erlene and Hassan. Shout out to y'all.
I love y'all. Keep us awake, keep us alive. And to anybody else out there, if you see our stuff, because we're getting the views now, just share it. Share it. Just repost, share, like, please do your part, okay? Because we are consistent. We are showing up, okay? And that is important. They say the first year of content creation is the suckiest one, but you know what? We're pushing through. We're almost to our 1 year, baby.
I was just going to say that, September. Our little Virgo podcast.
Oh, God. Well, Virgo. Interesting.
How do we feel?
Shout out to Virgos. Like I said, the guys, they like me. I don't like them. They make great partners. My friends are dating Virgos. It's Beyonce's a Virgo.
Okay.
He's cool.
My stepsister is a Virgo. I'm going to her wedding here coming up soon. Really excited to be in Europe. Anyway, so we usually start our episodes with a little extra thoughts. And last episode, wow, the world is ending. The world is ending. It's on fire. So do we still think that the world is on fire? We talked about birthdays and Biden. And so, Kamala has put out a statement. She's being endorsed, obviously, by Biden. I think I mentioned that on the last episode. But the Clintons, both Bill and Hillary, have come out and endorsed Kamala. And I mentioned, if we couldn't get Hillary, then I don't know why we really are feeling like we should get Kamala. But I mean, I'm going to try and be optimistic. I'm going to really try. I can't wait until Higher Learning puts out their episode. I love
it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Van, he's like a me. He's just like, look, I'm going to get to it. This is my thoughts. And honestly, I was listening to a couple of other celebrities, even Cardi B, who, it's Cardi B, but she's very political. If you really think about it, she said history was one of her favorite subjects. She said this was supposed to take place a long time ago, just like you. It was supposed to take place a long time ago. Unfortunately, we don't have that much time, y'all. If anything does happen between the time this episode comes out and, who is actually running against Trump, hats off to you. We got a lot of work to do. So.
Yeah, we definitely do. Let me see if I can get to old girl's statement, because I was definitely starting to scroll the interwebs to see what I could find. Anything that you would like? I'm like,
yeah, let me go ahead and talk about it real fast, y'all. Like, this is just something the country is very interesting to me. Can I complain about student loans really fast? They just put the SAVE plan on hold, and they did that they did that we're pre-recording, y'all. But they did that on a Friday, and I was going to change my payment amount, and I was just like, dang, I was 2 days too late. And I hated that. But so I still have to pay on my student loans, but luckily my new job is going to help pay my loans for me too. So I really appreciate that. But yeah, y'all, like, to those who are on the SAVE plan and now you have an interest-free, deferment period, how does it feel to be God's favorite? How does it feel? It feels nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, write your comments below, okay, if you're watching or listening, okay, because we're fascinated. I couldn't get on the SAVE plan. but for different reasons. Okay. Basically, this Kamala, oh girl, she put out a statement and, she's thanking everybody like Joe Biden for his leadership, USA, we on the team. I'm summarizing. She talks about how she's grateful for, the Biden family and Dr. Biden, which is Jill, and, whatever else, and how she met him. And then she continues with saying, with this selfless and patriotic act, President Biden is doing what he has done throughout his life of service, putting the American people and our country above everything else. I am honored to have the president's endorsement, and my intention is to earn and win this nomination. Over the past year, I have traveled across the country talking with Americans about the clear choice in this momentous election, and that is what I will continue to do in the days and weeks ahead. I will do everything in my power to unite the Democratic Party and unite our nation to defeat Donald Trump and his Extreme Project 2025 agenda. We have 107 days until Election Day. Together we will fight, and together we will win.
Honestly, we were very surprised at how 2020 came out. We were surprised that they won, especially with the mail-in votes. So anything is possible. You just never know. So I'm TikTok, young kids, Black people, like you said, it's time for us to come together and we got to make some shit shake. But okay, and this sounds so bad, but because I'm so like, dang, what if he does win, Trump? I'm like, is it really going to be that bad?
Yes.
Is it? Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm just checking in because sometimes, because a lot of people, he makes a lot of people, presidents make a lot of empty promises. So who's to say all this
empty
stuff?
Promises to the people, right?
Yes.
Like empty promises to the people. Trump is going to keep his promise to the corporations and himself and other billionaires who have money. Like he's president to make his life better. Like, let's not forget that. Like, he is president to make his life better and people who look like him. Like, he is president for that. So I think he's going to keep his promises because they impact him. All the things that he wants to accomplish impact him. So positively, obviously. So yeah. I'm scared. I've already said that, so I don't need to re-say it because I'm trying to be more optimistic because we all need to get on board. Otherwise, yeah, Project 2025 will become reality, and that means that we are all, you said it, you're like, we all going back to the plantation. Okay? And
Pack your bags,
I was
kids.
The plantation or the jailhouse, which are basically the same thing. So yeah, we're gonna be okay.
Very scared.
One thing that I will say is that institutions do need to step up. And this is one thing that I feel as a part of my job that I get so frustrated in. Because again, other billion-dollar corporations have a voice, right? Like there are some voices that are completely awful, like Chick-fil-A and their anti-LGBTQ plus, like they are outright about that ish, right? And they are a corporation with influence and money, and they use their money and their influence to whatever. So all corporations have money and influence. And so that's why I'm like, Ben and Jerry's, I will take them calories, okay? Because I really appreciate how you all really do communicate externally, like not just in your own four walls where it's like you really are using your money and your influence to communicate about things that matter. And I appreciate that you will post about things that have nothing to do about the product that you make, but are really just about the people in the society that you serve, that you offer your product to. And so I just think that more companies should be willing to stand firmly in what they believe in. And I hope that what they believe in is like, what is it? Justice for all.
A better, equitable future for all. Yes. I like that. But this country, it only pushed forward if we push people down. So again, thank you, Jesus. I got this safe career because
I don't,
honey. Girl, I say you have a great resume. So
I'm very scared. Jackie's like, I'm homeless, and I'm like, I'm going to be homeless.
Oh, come on, girl. Not
No,
so
I'll just go
bad.
back to doing some regular schmegular HR stuff. Whatever.
Hmm. I know. That sucks. Ugh. Again, individual consulting firm on DEI or DNI, whatever direction they want to do. But what I really hate is the fact that they like bastardize these phrases. Like, that's just not, that is not, I hate that. Woke. Like,
Kamala's about to be our DEI president. They already called her the DEI vice president. They're
I'm
already talking about
screaming.
DEI doctors and DEI pilots, and the world is falling apart because we do DEI. No, ho. The world
No,
is
no,
falling apart
no.
because y'all are stopping the greatness that could be the world.
You're
Because y'all think
stopping
that
things.
you're the end all be all and y'all get to make all the decisions, and that every idea that you all have is like magic and raincorn, right? What is it? Unicorn, whatever the frick. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Y'all think that y'all ish don't stink, and it really is actually the ish that like we are all standing and sitting in. So that's very interesting.
Exactly. We're
You
all trying to
probably
pull
need
ourselves
us.
up. This is the manure. Okay. Well, manure can grow things. Okay. This is dry ass poop. Okay. Human feces.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Let
nasty.
me say this. And the thing about this whole argument, all of these arguments that just go against all the progress that we've made, it's just, it sucks because I don't want to lose my thoughts here, but I do think the rhetoric in itself is racist. They want to say DEI is racist. They want to say that, oh, we are you're sacrificing quality for equality. That's weird. In reality, that phrase is weird. That phrase is racist because at the end of the day, you're not supposed to give anyone, a leg up if we're going to do this. When we do these job applications, I talked about it before. Take everybody's gender, take everybody's name, and you need to just show up qualified. What are your qualifications? I don't care what you look like. And then you pull it. And then you're just going to be surprised when they show up for the interview.
Some people do that. It's called blind recruiting. And so some people do, some organizations have it established in their process, but that's it. People don't want to have new processes. They're like, why would I do something new? Like, why would I? No,
You know why? Because they want to hire their friend's son. They want to hire their nephew. They're
a
incompetent
thousand
ass.
percent.
They want to hire their incompetent ass best friend, which at the end of the day, nepotism is a thing, but that's just what they thrive off of. That you talk about quality, that's crap. Because just because you and I came from the same household don't mean we work the same. Your home, my home, we have siblings. Just because I'm good at something and just because we came from the same household doesn't make my, sibling good at something. They could just have a whole different headspace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
They
but
don't want to get rid
also,
of that.
yeah, people. It's again the what is this? The similarity bias. I think we've talked about this a little bit, but similarity bias. People have a bias towards people who are similar to them, right? Like when you walk into a room, right? Let's say you're going to a conference or you're walking into the nurse's lunchroom or whatever, and you're just like, all these hoes are sitting at a table. Which table am I gonna pick, right? You're probably gonna
Right.
try and find a table of at least women or at least black women, right? Before you start thinking like, I'm gonna go sit with these white men over here, or a different kind of community, right? We are all biased to think that like, oh, like us means similar or safety or whatever you think that it might mean. And that trickles into all these processes in corporations or institutions, right? And like, oh my gosh, I went to U of I, you went to U of I. Oh my God, you must be so smart because I support you and I appreciate you. And that is why my father did not want me to go to an HBCU, because he was like, the other person on the other side of the table that's making the decision of hiring you, they're not going to resonate with that. That means nothing to them, right? So I would prefer you go to a U of I. And
That's
so, yeah.
your daddy and I had the same headspace. That's why I ended up choosing it. More so because there's not too much like federal funding. Like there's not going to be a lot of funding available for me if I'm going to be paying out of pocket. And also, U of I in Illinois, that's just what it is. That's how I
It's
got
the
my first
Harvard of the
job.
Midwest.
That's how unfortunate that's how I got my first job. We didn't talk about anything but the school and how her son wanted to go. So that's it. It's just, oh, when can you start? That's just how things are. But the thing is, they don't want to take away that particular piece of power. They want to take away from the fact that we should save 10% of this, 100 out of 100 people, 10 people should be diverse. Why not? Let's have some women. Let's have, non-white people. But that's just too goddamn much.
It
Because
should be made up a representative of the society that we exist in,
I
right?
I think
So,
I think that's appropriate.
yes. So, yeah, y'all, as much as people say politics don't matter or politics aren't important to me, I'm like, it literally allows for
Sorry.
you to wake up and do whatever. I didn't hear a single thing, so you're fine. It literally just allows you to live your life. Like, you can't not care about politics. Politics influences how you literally exist in the world. So, for those of y'all who think that like y'all really are pulling the strings on your own life, y'all need to really truly wake up. Y'all can make decisions, but it's beyond any specific individual. So, anyway, all right, that's 16 whole minutes. The extra thoughts.
I mean, well, I can get into this other part of the extra thoughts. You know, well, I guess we can go into the catch up, you know. Let's do that. I'll go into my personal, then we can do our joint really quickly.
Okay.
So, I mean, I did talk about like, depression, anxiety and stuff and fear of the unknown going into my birthday, but I'm really trying to do my best and, looking at the positive things in life. I did get my schedule and we didn't talk about it on the last episode, but why did when I got my schedule for August, I sent it to Erica because ain't no way they gave me like 6 days off because that's the nurse's life. You work 3 days off days and you get like a long stretch. It's actually during the same time she's in Portugal or Barcelona. She's gonna be in Spain. And I'm just like, what? Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
I'm very upset because we had plans. I mean, we had ideas for plans. Like you, me, another girls' trip. What are we talking about? Another international adventure. You, me, Imani, we were supposed to be, wilding out. Okay, we're gonna go to Ibiza. Okay.
I was trying to act up. Okay, my best cheetah girl's life. Okay, but
Also
I
true.
guess but it's okay. If I work really hard, we'll be there again very soon. I hope you do have a good time and you'll want to go back again.
I hope so. Yeah. Thailand is still on the list. So anytime y'all want to revisit 2019, okay.
I could go back to
Thailand.
Phuket, but I ain't going back to Bangkok. Well, we can go to Bangkok to shop, but that's about it.
I was like, I'll get another massage because that was still the best massage I've ever had.
Because I ain't doing that other shit, okay? I ain't doing that other stuff.
I support
and
you.
Eat, probably.
Okay, what's your catch up?
That was it, girl. I'm just gotta be a big girl. Yeah. I got my schedule, my big girl nursing schedule. Yes. We are definitely gonna be in the throes of things. I'm excited. But it's just, crazy. I also hope for Ghana. I did send my email about my time off in Ghana. I really do think if they work it out with me, that extra time I could use that for Ghana because you already gave me 6 days off, so that means I would need to use like 3 or 4 PTO. So let's move some things around for me for December, okay? Prayers. So,
and you're giving them advance notice, which is beautiful. So hopefully that works out for you.
Hope so.
As it relates to our joint catch up, we are fully in summer. Okay, so we went to a summer pool party. I missed the last one, so maybe you can do a little comparison, pros and cons of like the last pool party and this pool party. But we had a pool party to go to. Our friend, shout out to you, Lamar. And I feel like I really always appreciate when he invites us to anything because I appreciate the crew that he hangs out with. It's just so refreshing to be with like people who have their life together.
They are gainfully employed,
lives together, who want to mingle and have conversations, and it's just really refreshing. And so keep inviting us. I hope you're listening. So yeah, we had a great time. I'm like, I don't know where to start, but we got there probably like the halfway part of the party. So I honestly, as much as I'm like, we needed to be on time, I feel like that was a good time to show up. I think that we weren't like literally standing in the sun and dying. And I think that everybody else kind of was like already trying to like be in the party mood, so we just
They in
kind
the
of like
throes.
they was
So we
really
just like,
already.
look, I bought that little Flybird passion fruit margarita ready to drink. Honestly, that got me nice and twisted, a little too twisted, okay, because it was so good. It just tastes like a really good passion fruit drink, and it wasn't super sweet because premix, you already know, premix is gross. But
Ugh,
that I
sorry,
was
I don't want to
like,
interrupt you, but I'm also like I feel like your mic is sounding a little robotic,
oh, is it?
just a little bit, just for the last like minute. I was like, is it gonna go away? So, and then I just decided to say it. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Well, let me know
please.
if it's still like that.
No, you sound good right now. That was very clear. I don't know if you pressed anything, but that was good.
I didn't. So maybe I'll just lean in a little bit more.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I felt it because with a little ice, I was ready.
So tell me why
I
you
was,
drink half that whole bottle on the 4 minute drive.
wait a minute. Why you put me out there like that? It tasted like juice. It was very easy to drink. I promise you. I'll buy another one. Like, did you even get to try it?
I didn't try any of it. No,
Okay. It was very like easy to drink. It wasn't super sweet. Like
clearly.
it's it was just easy to digest. I was just like, oh, because by the time we pulled up, because my Airbnb right here, as you can see, we're me and Erica are twinning right now. Fridge.
Fridge backdrop. Okay.
So he stays like 2 minutes from here, like 4 minutes from here. Less than that, honestly. Um, so shit. It just I don't know, it just came out of nowhere. It just like tapped me on my shoulder. I'm like, hello?
She's talking about the
Oh,
intoxication.
yes. But yes, the intoxication happened for the rest of the night. I didn't want to drink. I just wanted to drink something like that, like a wine cooler, and be done for the day. But, in pure party fashion, the
Yeah.
crew loves to drink and they
Yeah.
love a reposado, okay? And the
Yeah.
reposado was
Was reposado.
repping my ass, okay?
And I am not a tequila person. Okay, first and foremost, we were mixing. Okay, first and foremost, I would like to say it was
Bet.
tequila over here, it was cognac over here, it was reposado. It was a smorgasbord. Okay, of alcoholic beverages, and I was literally just taking shots. Like maybe like half shots. Sometimes I was taking like a full to start us off. We was taking a full shot. Oh my god, is this the whole episode? Because I'm like, how do I summarize this? What do you feel like were things that you remember from the pool party?
Remember.
Yeah,
I don't, because I can get straight to the part, but I was just like, oh, all right, party over,
go ahead.
y'all.
Okay. Okay, so let me before we get to the afters, because Jackie hosted some afties and
The
they were very
afters.
short-lived.
No,
So
but I think we were in there for a very long time. I think the time got away from
yeah,
us because
it could have been longer.
it could have been. It could have been. Um, but yeah, honestly, it was a good vibe. It was good seeing all the ladies there. I love seeing his coworkers because they're just such a vibe. I keep forgetting no girl's name, but she's always a fun little time.
Yeah.
Um,
Which one?
and
Oh, you forget her name.
yeah, I
Okay.
forgot her name. But also like the super young, like I forgot his name, but we're not gonna say his name on there.
Yeah.
But his
Shout out to
coworkers
you.
are just a good time.
Yeah.
He's a good little time.
I was supposed to, so the coworker didn't know that it was a pool party. And I was like, that's very interesting because the invite literally in big font. That's the first thing you see is pool party. And then you gotta like squint for the address. So very interesting. But he was not
Oh,
dressed for the occasion. What are you gonna say?
I'm sorry. You asked me to compare the pool party from last year to this year. So last year he invited everybody from the Facebook group. And you know how big that Facebook group is? Big, okay? Like 1,000 people in there. It was so packed. Like you couldn't even get in. You could get in the pool, but it was just a lot. When there's too many people in the pool, somebody peed in there. And so I just get real like ew. And also they were very violent. So there's a lot of water fights, a lot of water guns, literally splashing water in your face. Like these boys, like they run up behind you and were dunking
Boo.
you. And in hindsight, if I was prepared for something like that, I would love something like that. Like, oh, we turn it up. But I'm like, my nigga, my hair. Relax. You just lucky I'm getting in the pool. Don't dunk
Mhm.
me. Don't literally pushing
I
the
don't
water.
understand how those things like don't get shut down. You know, like I'm like this is I assumed it was a community unless he like rented out a pool or something. But I'm like,
It
how?
was the same place.
Okay, so how did it not get shut down? Very
It didn't.
interesting.
I don't know. Maybe he had different neighbors at the time.
Maybe. Good for him. Well, this was definitely much calmer. Okay. It was a smaller group when we showed up. Maybe 20, 30. It was not that many people. It was decent 20. Let's go with, I don't know. And yeah, it was a good time. People were in the pool. People, like I said, was acting up. I took one shot with old girl, and she was like, "Why you pour this baby shot?" Like, she's time for grown woman shot. And then 5 minutes later, I checked on that hoe, and she was knocked. But she's always knocked, and I love that for her because it's very much so nostalgic for me. I definitely used to be knocked out at a lot of different parties in the corner somewhere. Just cute and knocked out. So we have gotten a better hold on ourselves, and I had a great time. So the fact that I have memories and you don't have memories is quite the switch up.
There's very like patchy because after a while, it was just like, all right, y'all, pool shut down. What we about to do? I don't know how we got back to my place.
I
I don't
drove
even remember
us.
walking up. I don't even remember walking back to the car. It was
Oh,
crazy.
interesting. You seemed very together. You seemed very
Oh,
together. So,
always a little.
yeah. No, I had a great time. I made a bet with one of the, not a bet, but I was like, when the guy who was like, I didn't know it was a pool party, I was just like, oh, so when are you gonna I was like, we could skinny dip, you can get in there. And he's like, I'm gonna need 3 shots. And I was like, okay, well, let's take one now. And then it was like, I kept checking on him, and he's like, we need to get a total of 5. We need to get the 7. Anyway, and then he was slurring his words, so he was very intoxicated. And I appreciated that. And we got a little flirty, which I also appreciate, just a little
Love a
energy.
lot. I love a light flirt. I can flirt with everybody. Now, don't
Okay.
that now look. Don't take it too far. My thing is like, hey, this was cute for now. Because once I get sober, don't talk to me. You know.
Mm,
So,
wow. Okay. Well,
well, you can still talk to me. It's just like,
it depends on if I
it
was flirting with
survives.
someone, yeah, that
It
I wanted to actually
survives.
flirt with, if I was alive and consciously making the decision to flirt with you.
Very
Um,
true.
but yeah, no, that was so fun because I kept like being like, when you gonna take them off? You need me to help you? You need me to help you take them off? Or like, what's the problem? What's stuck? We
Now
actually
you.
peed together. We peed together. Yeah. So you told me that the women's restroom was disgusting, and so I did not want to go back in. So me and him later, we were going to go to the bathroom, and I was like, but I don't want to go in the women's room. He's like, let's go into the men's room. So we went to the men's room, and he used the urinal, and I was in the stall, and we were just like, I was just like, don't listen too hard, but we already here, so we were just like peeing together. We had a great little time. Just bonding.
Now we terrorizing this little boy because he's
The
very
youth,
little.
for real. Okay, we got a youngin already, and then there's somebody else. Why does the youth love me? Because I'm
I
youthful.
same. I notice a lot of younger guys. They maybe because of where we always end up at too, but
Yeah, true.
we've come across some young people that are like interesting. So,
Now, there was
but
also a doctor at this party, and I was like, "Oh, interesting," and he was, okay, I don't know how this happened, but the person that you're going to tell a story about really quickly about the end of the night tapped me and was like, "Oh, you have to meet my cousin," and literally, I was like, "Okay," and I was gonna grab, I was like, "Going to come," but I was like, "Let me just take this opportunity." So I went over and met the cousin. We were just chatting. He's a doctor. La, 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 la. So it was an interesting conversation. We didn't exchange information.
was he
Um,
cute?
he was tall. He had a really nice body. He was dark skin. Um, he was fine. He was fine. I'm not like, oh my God, he was so fine. But he was fine. And yeah, we didn't exchange any information, but I did find him. He was not hard to find at all. And so I followed him, but we'll see what happens after that. He didn't ask for any information. I also was like, I'm getting more confident in having conversations with people. And honestly, I'm not a small talker. Okay. I was like, what's your purpose in life?
What you trying to do with this doctorate that you
And it was
have? Well,
very
this
much so, I'm kind of still interested because, he's a doctor, but also a little bit turned off because he was like, yeah, I just, want to provide for my family, which is beautiful. It is. But
I
I'm just
love
like,
that.
but like, what else do you want to do? And I'm just very much so like, how
A
do you
lot
feel
of
like you're
doctors
gonna?
are just in it for the money.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's the vibe I was getting. He was kind of like, I was like, I feel like I'm boring him, telling him about why I'm passionate about like supporting the community and like helping people out and giving back and like it's just beyond the individual and blah 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 blah. And he was just like, I don't know if he was really listening. Anyway, he didn't ask me for no numbers or details, so he might not be interested. Sorry that I care about people, but if that's a turn off for you, then we really don't need to be together. That's
And
part of why
that'll
I'm
be
not with No Name.
well, there'll be plenty of hopefully good, well,
Introduce me to your network.
yeah, because I've already like made some acquaintances in the medical field, so it's you know, I'm just interested in seeing who will be, here to stay or
Mm-hmm.
here for me to just get paid, period. Now look, afterwards we decided what we gonna do, y'all. I'm like, look, my studio is like 2 minutes from here. What's up? What's up? So we came back and we all started playing Uno, some weird ass Uno game. I don't know. And I'm laying on the bed, I'm chilling, we all vibing. And then one of the friends was like, hey, can I lay on your bed? And I'm like, okay, no problem.
Which
Yeah.
I was surprised, first and foremost, that you even say, yeah, go ahead, but continue.
Yeah, because I didn't care. I was just like, oh, you want to lay down? Because first off, there's like a futon here. There's a floor. Everyone's mostly on the floor. You seem like maybe your back is hurting. Yeah, go ahead. Lay on the bed. Why you lay on the bed and it broke? Like, maybe I shouldn't even admit this online because I don't want them coming back to me be like, you broke this bed. We got the proof, bitch. No, I didn't. I ain't break it. So
And it wasn't broken, okay? It wasn't broken. It did get out of place, okay?
it was definitely okay. It was out of place to the point where I thought it broke because it literally
And
like
Jackie,
went down.
I was dying because you immediately were like, I'm going to send you the invoice. You going to pay for this. I ain't paid for this. Immediately. And I was just like,
Because I'm not. Because I'm not. This is not my place.
I was just like, this is such an awkward time to talk. Like, it's just like, oh my gosh, I can't. I
was definitely saying in my brain, I've said it in a funny, conversational, but serious tone. Like, don't worry, I'll send you an invoice. Okay, bye. Like, all right, everybody, let's go. It's time to get party over.
Well, the party was over. Yeah, I don't know if you needed to declare the party over, but it was very much so like, well, we're just gonna make our way.
Yes, as you should. Thank you. You have a good day. See y'all next time.
Terrible. But honestly, if I broke a bed, I would definitely be like, well, it's time for me to go home. Okay, that's when I know when to make my exit.
That shit was like, douche. I was like,
you really were like, get up, everybody up. It's broken. This is an Airbnb. Who gonna pay? Is it fixable? We gonna fix? Who paying? The invoice coming. I'm gonna send you the. I literally was just like standing over here. Yeah.
Because yes, all the things. I feel like I was definitely in my like Jackie's at home with these kids and these little boys was like seriously having young cousins and boys, they breaking shit all the time. So I'm like, I've had my bed broken before. So I'm just like, hey. Time to go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's up? What's your number? Make sure somebody get his number. Because
that is so
you
funny.
will get this.
We got
invoice.
his Instagram. We do have the Instagram.
You will get this invoice. But thankfully, it was saved. It wasn't broken. It was just out of place. But Erica, you thought it was broken, didn't you?
I literally was like, wow, flashback to that one time where all of us were in my apartment.
Oh, we did
my
break
bed. And I didn't bring up money. I didn't bring up any money, but I really was disappointed that like it wasn't offered as my friend who just like plopped down. And I was just like, well, and it was broken.
Oh, so, yes. Oh, damn.
I was on the floor for a little bit.
Oh, shit. Girl.
That's okay.
Damn, that definitely should have been a conversation. But my thing is, you've just been like
and
me.
Some people wonder why we're not friends. And some still are so, I don't know what I could anyway. But see, for me, it just is an automatic.
I will send you the invoice. I'm not gonna be like, oh, things happen. Like this is not my house. This is one thing where if this was my house, it's just like, okay,
and that is why you and I are
can...
still friends, because
okay.
we have that common courtesy of like, did I just do something, and what should I be doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very reaction, like instinctual for us to be like, I did something. What do you need now? You know what I'm saying?
You know, he ain't say nothing. He ain't say nothing either. He just walked out. I didn't even see him leave.
Yeah, they left. And apparently, old girls whose name you can't remember, but I think I know it, was gonna come and join us, but they were like a little bit. They left the party later. I don't know if they made a stop or what, but they were gonna come up. But they met them downstairs, like, and was just like, "Oh, y'all are leaving. I guess we're just not gonna come up." So,
Yeah, party over.
Party really was over. It's really over.
Party.
But so
if I have another party, it will definitely be in my space where I'm not touchy about every single thing. If something broke, and I mean, that's some cheap shit anyway. So it's clean, it's nice, it's new, but it's cheap. So,
okay.
For me, I could just be like, okay. If I'm really not that tripping about it, I'm just going to be like, shit happens, you know? But the way Airbnb does, you break a little scratch, you're going to be charged 5 times the amount.
Yep.
So yes.
It's like, oh, you broke this bed? It's actually only a $30 mattress, but here's $700 that you now owe us.
And they will do that. That's why I was just like, you'll get the invoice if something happens.
Yeah.
Why didn't you even say sorry? Did he even say, what happened? Did you say sorry?
I think it was immediately like your hysteria. And then it was just like, it's not broken. And, we lifted it up and it was not broken. But you were like, if it is broken, I need the invoice. Like, it was very much so like, no, I think we can fix it.
It's
but
so
you
crazy.
Were just...
In my head, what's crazy? When I be like, I guess for you, it's hysteria. It's literally just me on some like, hey, that's my fire. But the fire gets tamed very easily. You saw I was calm after that. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Go to bed now.
It was just a very awkward experience, obviously. Like, what do you do?
Probably so. And for me, it's crazy. People just aren't used to that. People are used to people being sad and crying and stuff like that. For me, my first instinct is like, hey, stop that shit. Bring it down. Maybe it's just my older sister fire sign self. Because I'm going to cuss you out real fast, and then we can just go right back to being like regular. So,
okay, all right,
fine.
Well, thanks. I had a great time, and yeah, so we are right in the thick of the summer.
But the bed's not broken. Thanks.
The bed is not broken. Thanks. So, for our extra this week, we're kind of in our nostalgia bag still a little bit. Maybe not, because it's still current events. The Kardashians. I'm like, does anyone care about the Kardashians?
They're very 2010s for me, but some people love them down. So
I still watch. I've watched every episode. I don't follow all of them on like social media and things like that. They don't really come up on my timeline unless they're in like usually, maybe sometimes, but like a blog or something. Maybe an individual post of theirs will come up sometimes. But yeah, I usually just like watch their episodes. I don't know. I find them to be very entertaining. I know Imani Jackson is cringing right now. Like, I hate them. And has expressed that several times.
I'm not a fan of them either. I'm really not a fan of them. My sister was a stan. Like,
had a whole account.
Had a whole account dedicated to Kim Kardashian. I'm not a fan. I think we talked about it in an episode way earlier. But what you can't deny is the fact that they are, they've created an empire for themselves, a dynasty, if you will. So, all I can do is respect that. But other than that, like,
I mean, they're entertainment for me. I don't look at them as like, ooh, role models. But then I also do appreciate, again, the influence that they have created for themselves, the real businesses that they have created for themselves. Like, I think that is something to study, at least to just understand. But I don't look at them and be like, like goals in any kind of way. I think maybe I get because they're, culture vultures, right? So obviously they've profited off of Black women. So again, that's a huge like piece of
And
why
black
we should
men.
hate them and Black men, for sure. And yeah, I guess I look at them and I'm just like, wow, to be a woman so powerful, to be a woman who has influence, money, the looks that you're stealing but and manufacturing at the same time, and could really have anything that you ask for and you want to do anything. I think that's I think something to be desired. um but in regards to them individually, like, no, I'm not really looking at them like you're my role model. Like, I don't look up to them like that. Yeah, entertainment mostly.
I do like to do like fantasy watching. So they have this whole this reality show. Like for instance, they just had a Christmas episode where they literally brought snow and all these trees, and they have these lavish parties. And that is something I would love to do if I had a lot of disposable income, but I don't.
It's also
So
being charged to the
it's fantasy.
business. That's the reality show that they have. They're like, we got to produce things for the reality show. So can we expense this? Like, I don't think they're actually, they don't. That's so funny. Like, once you get so much money, you actually don't literally use your money. Like, you start getting so many things that are just gifted to you, or, the way that the tax system and everything is set up, like, you get to benefit from the way that you can write certain things off and things like that. So, I find that to be interesting. But I also just want to acknowledge even like the evolution of them as people, right? Like, I specifically Kim, and her little sex tape start, being someone who is using her platform to spread awareness, specifically in the criminal justice system, right? And she's really bringing awareness to like anti-recidivism, like
What is that?
groups. Basically, it's about so we think of prisons and people who go to prison, and like that is the whole purpose, is supposed to be so that they can, do their time and then be reacclimated into society. But we
It doesn't
actually
happen.
aren't doing literally anything to reactivate them. So basically, I don't, again, ask me the literal definition, I can't read it off to you, but it's about ensuring that in prisons and in the criminal justice system that people have resources so that they can be successfully integrated into society after, the time they spend inside, right? So access to therapy, education, books, like just resources to help them understand, like, you probably were put here because you have literally nothing. And so let's like try and let you know that you're worth something, and like let's literally let you know what it looks like to be a successful operating person in society, so that when you rejoin society that you can like you have those tools to pull from. Um right? If the goal is that it's that's
If that's the
what we
goal,
think, yes, but it's
that
not.
is the goal. But unfortunately, just like many prisons, prison is for profit. So, and they don't really care what happens to you afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't vote, you can barely live anywhere, you can barely have, you know, any job, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Seriously.
what are you gonna do to live and survive? Like, you're probably gonna end up doing the same thing that you ended up there for.
Yeah.
White collar crimes, or even like drug dealing and stuff like that. Now, murder, I don't know about that part.
They're
Um,
talking to people who have killed people, but like killed people, they are talking to people, murder charges, who have done things again because it's the scarcity mindset, because the society is set up for you to not have anything, or because you really whatever, right? So let's dig into that so you understand what you did and why you did it, and that way when you go back outside you can make different decisions. So that's what it is. So not to talk about the Kardashians from like that perspective, I think this is like our segue into the main topic, which I love the name that we came up with this episode for. But summer body, still bloating, right? Like, we think of
so
the Kardashians and like body image and things like that. So yeah, go ahead, Jack.
I just think that, well, I mean, the question is like, how do you feel about your body?
Hmm. Um, I think it changes depending on what week in the month it is. I think when you think about your cycle and things like that, and I know like PMS in the week before, I definitely am always like, I'm the fattest and I literally can't stand it. And that's why I try and get a massage that week. That's what I've been trying to do is get a massage that week, and it actually helps. I should really invest in like lymphatic drainage, and I feel like doing that, that's too expensive. Anyway, um so I know like throughout the month my how I feel about my body um changes. And then I think like holistically, the way that I feel about my body, it's a learning curve, right? Every day I try to be appreciative for what this body is allowing me to do, and, being grateful for the body that I have. But I always see the flaws. Like I'm still in that mindset of like, oh, I see where I can continuously improve. Like obviously don't nobody want to grab their whole stomach and hold it in their arms and be like, wow, I can literally shake this hoe and jiggle that beat. Okay. Um, Me and my sisters talk about how we wish we could just like grab parts of our body and like take it off and like throw it somewhere, or like
Oh
literally put it
yes,
somewhere else.
especially this
Like if
little
I could
foo-foo
take,
right here.
you know what I'm talking about? I'm literally grabbing it right now. If I could take that hoe and just add like a half a cup to each little boobie, y'all would not be able to tell me not a single mother thing about me and who I could be and what I could do, because I would be on hoes. Okay.
But in the
Um,
same aspect, if I could come back to you, when people do make these quote unquote changes, it doesn't fix anything on the inside because they
1000%.
consistently think something is wrong with them. And then you know what always tops the augmentation is somebody that walks into a room all natural, body banging. It's never gonna be the same. My thing is, girl, you could be stacked, you could be nipped and tucked, all looking all good. But if somebody that walks in and just say, "I'm just naturally like this," you can't compete.
I don't envision myself manipulating my body. And I know time will tell, but I just don't see myself making that decision. I think that I would get a trainer and a nutritionist first.
That's what I want so bad. I really want to get on some good meal plans. I also, you know what I'm gonna do after this? Go to HEB and get those like ready meals because I'm still here for the next 3 days and I was really considering cooking.
Need some
Yeah, I got
HelloFresh?
that chicken in there. Oh, how, well, no, because then that requires me to like do a lot of chopping and stuff, and I don't know what is in here. So I'm just gonna get some ready meals. They're pretty well proportioned and they'll just be enough for me to have dinner for the next 3 days. Um, it is so hard for me to maintain. I felt like I was on a good wave and I felt my body changing. And then once I started graduating and studying for NCLEX, I went down. I haven't really worked out for real since May. So it's about to be August. And all the progress that I've quote unquote made in that time frame is gone again. I have to start over. Like I have to work my body over. I have to go through those initial pains of like working out, the soreness, and that's the one thing I hate about when I stop is I gotta do it again. And I've been doing it again, and then you hurt so bad, you're like, fuck it, I don't want to do it no more.
Yeah.
I hopefully once I get things back in order financially for me, I can go ahead and pay for Orange Theory and invest in a good like meal plan. So
Yeah, I
that's
think,
yeah.
yeah, I support you. I think, I would love, to tell you to give yourself some grace, and, there's a lot of things that are happening. But yeah, I mean, we are aging, unfortunately. I mean, fortunately and unfortunately at the same time. Yeah, we are aging, and, our bodies are changing. I know you say like this is the hottest and youngest I'm ever gonna be, and literally every day that is potentially true. You can, maybe adjust your body and things like that, but like we are aging and we are never going to look like the 20-year-old. I mean, whatever. I never say never, but like the chances of us looking like the 20-year-old versions of ourselves is low, but also do you want to?
I'm gonna say right now, where I'm at right now is when I was with my ex-boyfriend, my last like actual official boyfriend, and this is the weight I was. It definitely looks different, but it's the same number. So I gotta do my best to get back down to my early Houston days. It's gonna take some time, but you know, we'll see. We got a lot of free time between schedules, so who knows?
I've been really enjoying ClassPass. You already know. Because
They still
me
take my
going
money.
to she's like, just for no reason, literally at all. Um, I've been enjoying my kickboxing class. So usually on Saturdays, at least 3 times out of the month, I will go and take my kickboxing class because I just do it on Saturdays. And then hot yoga, I probably do that more often, maybe like once a week or twice a week. And that's really it. When we were able to walk outside before the sun decided to kill everybody, I was definitely doing some consistent walks and getting my steps in. But as someone who works 100% from home, it gets difficult to get movement in my day. So for me, I've been trying to prioritize nutrition. And HelloFresh has been really helpful for me, to be able to look at the meals and like, what am I eating? And like, okay, making sure that like I'm selecting meals that have a higher protein, like grams of protein than like fat. If it's too more fat than protein in my meal selection, then I will not select it, right? Like I'm
Ooh.
trying to be intentional about like what am I making as my meal, and I appreciate that I'm trying to make my meal like 4 times out of the week, and then whenever I'm out and about with you all, like I can eat out and about, like that's what I'm trying to do because I know that I'm not moving enough. So for sure, nutrition needs to be prioritized, and they always say like abs are made in the kitchen. So honestly, what you are eating tends to be more important than your movement. Like movement will show the definition, but if you are trying to lose fat, like you really have to be intentional about what you are eating. And I'm not saying that I know nothing anything, because I really don't, and I complain about my body every other day. But honestly, these hoes don't care, and that's really what I be thinking about. Like
I'm
these
not thinking about
hoes,
the niggas. I really, you know me, dudes are like at the back for me. It's how I feel about myself. My aura has changed, you know? You can
I got to work on
tell
that.
you can tell, like for me, like Jackie's confidence level, she's not really showing up how she used to. Like she's just very like, I haven't gone shopping. I haven't, you know, I barely want to get up and move. Like today I decided, okay, after we record, I'm gonna put on my gym shoes and I'm gonna take Herman Park is right here. Let me just go ahead and go for a really nice hour and a half walk and then go to the store, pick up some meals, and I'm just gonna have a spa day today. I really want to like
You
and watch
need
House
it.
of the Dragons. That's
You
it.
need it. You need it. You need it. Um, Honestly, I feel you on like the mental impacts of like not feeling your best. And that's honestly even last year. Like I'm not working out consistently, but I'm definitely moving my body more this year than I was last year. And the connection between moving your body, obviously I had some drama, you already heard about it. But like the connection between like moving your body and your mental health, like it's obvious, right? And so um I feel you on that, and I think that like one day at a time, do the things for you, right? And start slow. I think that's also where we end up failing, because you're like making all these goals of like, I'm gonna work out 4 times a week, and this is how I'm gonna do my splits, and this is how I'm gonna do, and it's not manageable because guess what? We are adults and we have so much to freaking juggle. Just really start slow. It's like at the pool party, this was something that I was going to mention, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'd be working out, I do, blah, blah, blah." And I felt like I couldn't talk about the minimum workouts that I do because I'm like, does my body reflect that I move my body a
You
little?
should
Even
talk about anything or just saying I'm on this fitness journey myself and I've really came to enjoy kickboxing.
yeah,
You tried it?
I
You want
did.
to try a class?
I did share what I did, but I just felt like, oh, you're not believable that you be doing this kickboxing ish. Like why would he believe that you do that ish? When I look at you, you look like a regular person. Like it does not look like you be kickboxing. You know what I'm saying? So
Were you kicking?
I was definitely
You
kicking.
was.
I
You
was
just jogged my memory. I was like, I feel like I saw you
I
doing something
was
with
wondering
your
if it was
feet.
gonna jog anything. I was definitely in there doing my little kicks
Kick.
in the
It
air.
was looking real good. I was just like,
Thank you.
what's she doing?
Yeah. I was kicking them hoes. Yeah, but I was just also gonna say that like the external validation, I need to get away from that. Like, I need to stop having that be what makes me feel good. You know, like even recently, right? Like I'm like, ooh, the attention, the energy. I just feel like I really like that, and I feel like it influences how I am showing up as well. You know, someone says one nice thing, and I'm like, and like, and then I'm like, oh, perked up a little bit more. And as great as that is, and I do feel good, but I'm taking time to think about it and being like, do I feel good because I genuinely feel good, or would I not feel as good if certain things weren't happening or people weren't saying nothing or blah blah blah. And I just know the answer is that if I was continuously still getting ignored, I just feel like I would not feel as good, right? And so I really need to continue, you know, Mondays, 4 p.m., you know, me and my therapist, we be chatting it up. And so I need to continue to explore what that means because, yeah, I want to feel good for me, you know, and like, I don't need nobody to tell me anything about me, but I know that I strongly desire that validation externally. And we got to switch that up.
I love external validation as well, but it took a long time and I'm still working on like not being so excited when somebody says, "Oh, yeah." Because well, not to say get super excited because I'm excited. I appreciate the compliment, but then also like understanding that that's not the truth, you know? That's what that person
Mm.
sees.
I
You
mean,
only believe
yeah,
which you only believe it if you really, really, believe it. Like that was a double word, but whatever.
I feel you.
Anyway,
Yeah.
nothing I
And
could say to you would matter unless you truly believed it yourself. So, that's just how I got to do better, but I do feel like the fact I'm going to be on my feet coming up very soon for 12 hours a day. I'm definitely going to get all my steps in. Don't know about the food thing, so I don't want to overeat because nurses can't get fat because oh, I haven't eaten anything, but they got a donut right here. Oh, they brought pizza today. I have to be careful about that too. Like, because they're going to
mhm,
feed us, but
mhm,
I can't eat it all.
mhm. Yeah. Well, again, I think if you're being conscious, I don't want you to have it like consume all of your thoughts, but as long as you're just being a little conscious and intentional about like what your goals are and what you want to see for yourself and achieve for yourself, then, I support you. And I know we have accountability groups. I'm not a part of these hoes. Why not? But that's fine. Uh, I know we have some other people, Fit Sis, okay, right? The Fit Sis, whatever. And whoever else is a part of these groups, I think that is helpful. Okay. I know my little sister is really into like health and wellness. And so she, you know, asks about like, oh, what are you doing? And, things like that. So, accountability, I think, is going to be helpful for you to, achieve your goals. But, we're all beautiful at any point in time, period. You know, face card never declines.
Thank God. I mean, I am getting older, but whatever. But I want to say this. I think before, then we can wrap it up. But I also think why it's harder to maintain is, all the comparisons and, you can look at the body images on Instagram. But also, can we just talk about how these reels, these restaurants be getting you, girl, every time? I be saving it. I'm just like, wow, that looks
Because the
great.
food
Look
looks
at that.
good.
Look at that cheese pool.
The way
Okay.
it's glistening.
That looks delicious. That chicken looks amazing. I gotta try it. But you know, accountability is important, and you know what they say: strength over skinny. So,
Yes. Yes.
mm.
Yeah. And everything in moderation. They also say that. So don't be too harsh on yourself. You know what you don't have to be moderating? What is it? I was gonna say something else. You know what you don't have to be whatever. Binge the podcast. That's what y'all hoes need to do.
Y'all need
okay?
don't yes
Binge the podcast. So
share
follow
it.
your girls. Okay. Subscribe, comment, share, all the things. Okay. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at justextra_podcast. You can follow Jackie at All Things J. You can follow me, Erica, at Erica_stay ready. Send us an email. We'd love to answer any questions you have. If you'd like any advice, it's justextrapodcast@gmail.com. And we'll talk to you all on the next episode.
Bye.